This is from Heath Brown. Where is the data for the workflow activity view stored? And is there any way we can export it in order to back it up or document it, etc.? Can the workflow activity view be set as default? Maybe Mark, you want to jump in on this one?
Yeah, absolutely. So just like we've again, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but everything is local. Everything is local. Workflow activity, it's all just based off actions that you've taken within any one of your plugins, and then it's saved locally on your computer. So when you switch over to that workflow activity, you can have certainty, and you can even switch off you can turn your Wi-Fi off and everything. And you can just continue to use it, see that activity continue to build up and so on, so that you can scroll through your workflow activity and reference anything that you may have created, deleted, updated, referenced, and so on, done within the application.
I will say this, to add on to that, we had an all hands on Monday, and we have a TSDK. So it's our TypeScript SDK. And so fun fact for everyone out there, the entire Pieces OS actually runs a multitude of network servers on your computer, right? So we have an HTTP server. You've probably seen it, localhost 1000. We have a gRPC server as well. And then we have a couple WebSocket endpoints. And that means that, here in a couple months, our SDKs will actually be open source, and you will be able to build whatever integration into Pieces that you like, or to call the activity endpoint, export that, do whatever kind of integration you'd want to have, maybe put a hook on it, if this, then that, etc. So, we have been building these integrations and building on top of Pieces OS ourselves. But it's, at the end of the day, over 100, endpoints and I think 150 data models that are meant to scale and meant to have others build on it. So you could build a whole app on Pieces OS and call our QGPT endpoint, and there you go. You got an app by Llama, and you're using Pieces OS. So same goes for activity. Yeah.
Absolutely. And one thing that I forgot to mention there is, unfortunately, you can't set the workflow activity view as your default right now. However, that wouldn't be too crazy of a lift. I'd have to talk to our head of product about that, but hopefully he doesn't get mad at me for saying that. And then as well as exporting it and so on. So just a hint for the future, you can export locally, so you can zip up your Pieces database and you can take it to a new device and so on, and boom, it's ready to go. You can save copies yourself. It's done manually right now, which is pretty unfortunate. However, we do have this on the horizon, and we're taking small little steps to enable you to be able to, one, package it a lot easier and be able to move it to different computers if you don't want to upload it, as well as if you do want to upload it, we will have the ability in the future, like a month or two and so on, to be able to go ahead and back up and sync between different devices and so on.
Yep, that's definitely a highly requested feature, and we are well aware of it and working towards it. So here's a question for Brian that I actually don't know the answer to, but how does deleting snippets affect the LLM behavior?
It won't. Every time that we gather context for your snippet for your question when you're in the Copilot, that's on the fly. That's happening at runtime right there. So it's whatever snippets exist in your database. So we are constantly up to date with whatever you've been developing recently, and that's how kind of we stay relevant in our answers.
Nice. Okay. Here's another question from Greg. What IDEs does Pieces integrate with? And just to add a little bit more color to this, maybe our plugin roadmap, maybe if users would like to throw in the chat what IDEs they would like to see us integrate with. We'd love to hear, even beyond IDEs. What do you think? What developer tools are you using that you'd like to see Copilot and other snippet management features integrated with?
My bad. I was totally just letting you do your thing there, comment below and like and subscribe or whatever. But no, yeah. So right now we support VS Code. I think I use VS Code Insiders with the Pieces one. But yeah, we use VS Code, and then we have all of JetBrains IDEs that are like the IntelliJ IDEA. So like PyCharm, ReSharper, IntelliJ IDEA, stuff like that. we are looking at Fleet, which is their new IDE. I know that JetBrains switched up some of the ways that plugins work in JetBrains Fleet. And then Spaces is a cloud-powered IDE that we could build support for, but we haven't quite yet. Most of our cloud-powered experiences are primarily GChat, Slack, and Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams is the most notable one, but GChat and Slack are actually going to general availability soon. And then, yeah, I think that's primarily that. We could build plugins for other IDEs right now, but we're kind of hitting across like the three major pillars of browser integrations, IDE integrations, and collaborative integrations. I would say if you want an IDE, send it over. We'll check it out. We'll see if we can make it happen. Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're coming up on time here, but we'll try to fire off a couple more questions since it seems the audience is quite engaged. Brian, how do you filter sending credentials and sensitive data? I believe this is referring to when you save a code snippet, when you try to share a code snippet. This is from Alec.
Yep. Yeah, we our very talented colleague Leone built a really nice kind of multi-tiered algorithm to detect sensitives. So we have some very basic kind of regex on the first level. Sorry about that, Karen. Hopefully the audio is a bit better now. So we have first tier of regex, and then she trained a bit of a model, an ML model as well, to pick up on anything left over. So we are very we know that our users are very concerned about their privacy, and so Leone is one of our best ML engineers. Put her on the job, and she did a fantastic job with it.
Yeah, and I can do a demo too if you guys want real quick.
Maybe that's a blog post to write in the future.
Yeah.
Do you guys want me to rip a demo super quick for that? The sensitive snippets? All right, cool. I'll do that. All right, so let me share my screen, and this will be kind of hard because I don't have a security key that I can publicly share, but we're going to do it. I need an example service account from Google Cloud. So just going to use a Copilot and go ahead and get that taken care of. And by the way, streaming is coming next week. Okay, it did not. Don't have access to that. That's cool. Create a service account. All right, you know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna create a snippet that probably has some secure stuff in it. So I'm gonna copy this. I'm just gonna go to create a new snippet actually, and I'm gonna create one from scratch. I'm gonna paste this in here, and then I'm just gonna do I don't know, final my password. Got to get a nice little snake case to make everyone upset. Equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. And then I can just do final my key equals a bunch of jobs, jumbly there. Save that. So right away, it's basically going to process this, and if all things go correctly, maybe not. I don't know if it
is. So yeah, so it's we do use a variable name. So but that one we primarily in the algorithm use the actual content of the key. So we know what.
Okay. So they know mine's fake. Yeah.
So we know it's fake. So that's
okay. All right.
That was actually a positive test.
Okay. Savo, I gave you a little snippet in our chat if you want to.
Oh, our GChat. Nice. Did you send it via a shareable link?
I did not, unfortunately, because I just had it generated really quickly.
Oh, okay. All right, let's try this out. Love that. That's why you share shareable links, because that is absolutely disgusting code soup. Let's go ahead and paste this in here. And that looks horrible, but basically what we're going to do is we are going to probably use a quick action to transform this, format this code. Mark, what language was that?
I believe this was Python.
Okay. Script Python. Boom. I'm going to format that code using a little generative AI quick action there. There we go. We'll save that. Looks a little bit better. Nice. Got the highlighting. And then we'll take a look at the stuff here for sensitive information. No sensitive information there. But I may have broken it. I'm not sure. We'll try this out. I'll just add one here. We'll say, there's my sensitive information. Password, don't share. There we go. And the severity of this is going to be high. Create. So now I've got that piece of sensitive information. If the local model actually picks up versus us trying to fool it, it'll automatically create that. But if I go to share this now, it'll say, hey, look, sensitive information detected. Do you want to generate this? Yes or no? And it'll say, probably not. So yeah, I have generation automatically on though. So yeah, there you go. Live demos. What do you know? Well.
Yeah.
It's also funny because we're trying to like mock it with the key value of your API key here,
Right. Yeah, that's right. Whatever. It's all good.
Well, yeah, we'll do another AMA where Sava has his pieces updated to the latest production.
Not on staging. Yeah.
But
So
all right.
much better than mine right now. It's hilarious.